Hi, Kayce. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
Wonderful to see you. Everyone, we're so happy that you tuned in today. I'm here with Kayce Johnson, and she is let me get this right, 500 ERYT yoga certified instructor. That means she knows so much and she's done so many hours of training. And another thing great about Kayce, other than she's just fabulous, is she has her MS in psychology. So thank you so much for helping us today to inspire people to know what yoga can do to help them. And Kayce, we were so kind to say that you would share a little bit about your story and how yoga has helped you in the healing. And so, what inspired you, and how did you come about knowing that this could help you so much?
I practice meditation and yoga off and on throughout my whole life, and it's been very beneficial. A few years ago, I had a very traumatic event where I lost my sister suddenly, and I definitely noticed how much it helped me pull through that. And so I definitely have personally experienced and have seen many other people experience the healing benefits that yoga can provide.
Thank you. I know that when I came to your classes, I'm no yogi. I would like to be one day, but even though I don't know how to do it, I feel so comfortable, and it's not a competition, and it's just where you are at that moment, just embrace it. And you helped me so much just coming to your classes, and then learning that you have been through trauma, unbelievable trauma, losing your sister, and how this has helped you, and how you've kind of meshed your all of your credentials together to help other people. It's just a blessing. And so I just want everyone to know how gifted we are that you're here today. And so if you want to tell people what has kind of helped you some, so maybe they can learn from that. And then we're going to be so blessed also because Kayce's going to show us some of her moves. Yeah, we can't do all this stuff, I promise you, unless you're really good. But you're going to show us some stuff that we can do right that can help us. And just some of your words of wisdom and how you can help us to get through some of the hard times that we've been through.
Yeah, so the biggest thing with yoga is, yes, that anyone can do it, that it doesn't have to be a big complicated or intense thing. You don't even have to go to an hour-long class. In fact, I think that it's the little things that we do throughout the day that can have the longest lasting, most profound effect on our lives. And so what yoga is doing, and obviously if you come to a yoga class and do that regularly, you're going to experience a lot of the benefits. And you're going to notice that there's a lot of emphasis on the physical aspect of yoga before you start practicing. But once you start practicing, you'll really start to feel like how yoga can treat the whole body, the mind, the mental body, the physical body, the emotional body. And so you'll just see the effects and the healing benefits ripple throughout your life. And the biggest thing is that it's not a competition. You show up where you are, and each day that might change, each moment it might change. And it's an invitation to go inward, and it's just a self-study. So anyone can benefit from it. The biggest thing that it teaches you, to me, is to be aware and to be more conscious of your daily habits and your responses to things such as stress and trauma. So when we get stressed out or we go through something traumatic or just have a strong experience, our whole body responds to that, not just your mind or just your physical body, but your whole body. And so you want to start paying attention to how you respond and try to help counter that as quickly as you can. So when we're on the mat, yoga gives us an opportunity to practice our responses in a safe way. It also opens up the body energetically, and it gets you in touch with your breath, which is one of the first things that changes when we get stressed out. Your breath will get more shallow. So the best thing to do is when you're in these stressful situations is know how to change the breath, how to breathe properly and deeply, and know the difference between what it feels like when you're stressed and when you're not. So when you come to a class or when you practice yoga on a regular basis, you really become a lot more self-aware. And that's like the biggest gift that you can have, I think, through navigating through life and in different situations.
And I feel like even through therapy, for mental health therapy, getting through a lot of the stuff and a lot of the layers. I kind of felt like when I went to yoga, it was kind of like it was great, but then get emotional because you're getting in touch with all these feelings, right, that you've had and kind of squashed down, and it just opens you up. And then kind of when you get, what I'm hearing is kind of when you get past that and you're okay and settled in yourself, that you can actually enjoy, and it kind of comes easily after you get those moves.
Yeah, yeah. So it's, a lot of us we don't allow ourselves time to quiet our minds and to just be with ourselves. We distract ourselves through, just all the different things that you can, Facebook and TV and all these distractions. So yoga offers you the opportunity to kind of slow down and really process how you're feeling. It also, your body holds on to, and there's a lot of studies out on the how your body holds on to trauma and stress. And so when you get stressed out, sometimes you'll clench your jaw, or you get upset and you automatically kind of, our shoulders go in. Or you'll hear phrases like, "Oh, that's like a gut punch," So your body physically responds to emotional stress. And so to counter that, you need to open up the body. You need to relax the body. And if you don't, then you're going to keep carrying around that trauma. Even if it's not present in the forefront of your mind, your body is still holding on to the stress and to the trauma. So through yoga, there's sometimes people will kind of start crying in class, and they're like, "I don't know why I'm crying." And and it's just, and it's just your body opening up and releasing. And it's really cathartic, and it's really beautiful and nice. And then you just feel amazing afterwards. So,
well, show us some of your moves.
Okay. All right. So I would like to start off by inviting you to kind of just be present with yourself. So the biggest thing is finding a correct breath. And so when you're taking a proper inhale and a full inhale, you really want to make sure that as you're inhaling, your belly is expanding and your chest is rising. You'll feel your rib cage expand side to side. And then as you exhale, your navel is drawing in, your shoulders are relaxing back and down, and your spine is growing a little taller. So you're inhaling here completely, exhaling fully. And as you're starting out, you might count from like 4 to 6 seconds, making sure that the inhale and then the exhale are the same length. Once you've found this connection to your breath, you'll already start to notice that your mind is quieting and your body is relaxing. And so you just want to keep with that rhythm, keep with the pattern. And we're going to move to a place where we tend to all hold a lot of stress, which is the neck and shoulders. So you're going to take your right hand, bring it to the left side of your head, lower your right ear down towards your shoulder, and keep your back nice and straight. Then you're going to tilt your chin from front to back. And so you're just softening and relaxing through this left side, softening through your shoulder. You can even take the left hand out to the side a little bit and walk it away from the body to create a little bit of longer line between your shoulder and your neck. And if you feel any tension, you're just going to pause there and breathe into that space. And any of these postures that we're doing today, I suggest holding them for at least 5 breaths, but you can hold them for as long as you'd like if it's feeling really nice. And then I come to center, and I'll take the right hand down, bring the left hand to the right side of your head, lower your left ear towards your shoulder, and just tilt your chin front to back. And again, you're just softening through the right side. And you're not trying to rush through this, so if you feel any tension, you're trying to slow down and move through the tension, not around it. And if you feel a space that feels extra tight, you're just going to pause there and soften and relax to the space a little bit more. And then you're going to come to center. And then I like to open up the spine and the heart because when we experience stress, we tend to close off this way, arching our shoulders in. A great exercise, which has also been shown to change the alpha, theta, and beta waves of the brain even, is something called cat-cow, which will help increase the flexibility in your spine as well as opening up the connective tissues in the hips and your shoulders. So on you bring your knees underneath your hips and your hands underneath your shoulders. On your inhale, you're going to arch your belly down and look to the sky, and you're pulling your shoulder blades back and down. As you exhale, navel pulls in, and you're rounding the spine, pressing into the floor. Inhaling, you're going to arch your belly down and up, and exhale, round. So you're just following your breath, inhaling, and up, and exhaling down. Inhaling and exhaling. And I like to do this for at least a minute if I'm doing my own practice. Sometimes I'll do it for 3 minutes, but you can do it as long as you like, and it's just opening up the spine as well. It feels really nice. And then after you get the spine nice and warm, you're going to bring your hips over your knees and your shoulders over your hips, and your hands can come to your low back. Now you want to make sure that your hips are staying over your knees, but you're just going to lean back here in a supported camel. Your shoulders are away from your ears. If you've had a neck or shoulder injury, you're going to keep your chin to your chest. If not, then allow the throat to open up. And so here you're just opening up the heart again, stretching the back, and stretching the whole front of the body. And I would take at least 5 breaths here, and this might feel really intense, but the more that you can just breathe deep and relax, the better it'll be, and you'll just kind of soften into the posture. It's also great for strengthening your lungs. Then you're going to make your way back to all fours. You'll tuck your toes, lift your hips. You're coming into what's called downward dog. Downward dog stimulates the brain. It strengthens basically the whole body. It's great for relieving mild depression and bringing circulation to the brain and the heart. So you're going to ground into your palms, press your chest back towards your thighs. You want your feet to be hip distance apart, and you want to ground equally in your hands. So you're just kind of making a nice upside down V here. And if you feel like your back is rounding, you can bend your knees up and just keep pressing your chest back towards your thighs. And again, you're just taking a few breaths here. Your ears are in line with your arms. Navel is pulled in. And after a few breaths, you'll come back into a seated position. This next exercise is one that I give to most people to do because it's so beneficial for most of the activities that we all like. You're going to take your right foot and you're going to cross it over your left thigh. And you're going to bend the left knee, and then you're going to sit up nice and tall. And you're wanting to kind of stretch forward, keeping the right foot flexed, and you're keeping, letting this right knee kind of relax away from the body. Where you're going to feel this stretch the most is in this hip area, which is great. A lot of times if you have low back pain, it's because your hip, it could be because your hip is tight and it's pulling on your back. Also, our hips are kind of the emotional storehouse in the body. We always think it's our shoulders and our neck, which does store some stress, but your hips store a lot of emotional stress as well. And so opening up the hips can do a lot to help kind of release some of that. And this is a posture that you can do, and you can hold it. You could do it while you're watching TV. You could maybe even read a book and do it, or just while you're hanging out. But it's just really great for opening up this outer hip area. And so again, you hold it for a few breaths. And then when you're finished, you would definitely want to switch sides because you're trying to stay balanced. So flex the left foot and cross it over the right thigh. Bend the right knee, and then you're pressing your chest forward and sitting up nice and tall, allowing the left knee to press away from your body. And whenever you're holding these postures, you always want to come back to your breath. So sometimes the body will kind of tense up when you go into a posture, But if you just allow yourself to take a nice inhale and a long exhale, you'll feel a release and you're able to kind of settle into the posture and soften into it a little bit more. And then after you've held that for a few breaths or minutes, then I'd like to extend my legs long and straight. So forward folds are really comforting and calming for the nervous system. So to do one properly, you would flex your feet and you're going to sit up nice and tall. So you want to keep your spine lengthening. And then you're going to inhale, and as you exhale, you're going to fold. Now your hands might come along the sides of your legs. Maybe they can grab onto your feet. If they can't grab onto your feet, if you can press into your big toe, that will stimulate your pituitary gland and the brain, which is nice, and you can hold there, or the edges of your feet if that's more comfortable. You're keeping your chin slightly tucked in, and then you're just going to fold here into a position that feels nice to you. So you don't have to go down very far. That's not the point. The point is that it's very soothing and comforting. So you can hold this. If you're having even a bad day, you can hold this for a few minutes, and it can kind of help maybe reset your nervous system and help you calm down.
I'm learning so much.
Good. So then I would hold that for either a few breaths or minutes. And then that's a pretty good, short, easy practice that you can run through, that most people can do. After that, I always end by either laying down in what we call Shavasana, which is just deeply relaxing and being still and trying to quiet your mind, or I would come into a meditation.
So wonderful, Kayce. Thank you so much. And this is our fourth strongHER session, and what's crazy is we don't really think about breathing. And we had a fitness trainer that came. We've had two licensed therapists that have came, and one of the biggest things that is so important that we forget about, that we do all day long but not properly most of the time, is breathing.
Yeah.
So we have to remind ourselves, take that deep breath, and all day long, if something's stressing you, if you do that correct breathing, what is the 4 count or what?
Yeah, it's good if you can start off with 4 to 6 seconds, and I just count my inhale, and then and you want it to be comfortable, full but not pressured, and then your exhale. And yeah, your breath is the fastest way to change your mental state. It's just taking deep breaths, and it's the simple things that we always forget to do, right? We want these big aha. Complicated things, but it's really just as simple.
Well, what you've done today, coming and helping us, is such a big deal. We have reached thousands and thousands and thousands of Arkansans and beyond through this strongHER series, and people are calling me and saying how wonderful it is and how it's helped. And I know it's blessed me and blessed so many people. So thank you. And whoever's watching, please y'all share, because even if you just got a little bit of something today, that's a gift, and we want to gift everyone else with all of our guest knowledge. So we thank you. And what we would ask is that if you love our series that we're continuing, we have one more, and people can donate to Women's Own Worth. And one thing I'm going to post in our comments, I know we're way over, we're supposed to be at 15 minutes, but I don't think people mind. I'm going to post some pictures of a great event that we had at yours and your mom's dome, and it's called the Legend of Greater Things, and it is spectacular. And we want y'all to come to our next retreat, where hopefully we'll be having soon, where we can get together and Kayce and your mom can help us to enjoy and breathe and enjoy each other. Thank you so much. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And we're supposed to say namaste, right?
Namaste.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.